The province called it an abuse of process and an attack on the legislation itself. But ultimately, Crown prosecutors were shut down today in their attempt to toss out the petition before it was heard. Instead, submissions will proceed for the next week, with prosecutors able to argue later on why they think this petition should be struck down.
It's a blunt tool used to try and squash a very small mosquito.
Some 300 petitioners, many of them Airbnb owners, are seeking compensation and an injunction to block the limits of BC's Short-Term Rental Accommodations Act, claiming the new short-term rental rules are illegal in that they take away the rights from property owners.
We recognize that there are properties that were operating legally, lawfully, with business licenses, with zoning, and why were provisions not given to those folks?
They also argue the new legislation cannot be enforced without compensating them, saying in their petition that the legislation in effect will require an owner of private land to subsidize long-term rental or give up all revenue. BC's new Short-Term Rental Accommodations Act bars most short-term rental units that are not part of a principal residence. It limits short-term rentals to a host's principal residence or a basement suite or a laneway home on their property. At the root of things here for petitioners is the fundamental issue of property rights, something they say has been unfairly infringed upon. For them, the judge's decision later this week in her ruling will answer a seminal question: how far this government can go.